Are you using your affiliate network properly?
There's affiliate for absolutely everything. That's the best way to get the most out of the people you're working with.
You need to know your goal. What do you want to achieve?
I think it's really key that brands push their networks, their account managers.
When you get to know your brand in that way, they get to know you. It's stepping outside of that comfort zone.
This is Thinking Forwards by Webgains, a podcast series to encourage progress in the affiliate channel. Join our team and our guests as we delve into and dissect some really important topics. It's time to think forwards. On with the podcast.
I'm Bryony, the Publisher Director here at Webgains. And today we're posing brands the question, are you using your affiliate network properly? So we're going to be talking through our top tips to help brands understand how their network could and should be helping them drive growth, establish partnerships and achieve the best possible results. We're particularly passionate about this subject because we have seen the significant difference in programme performance when a brand has used our team's skills and expertise to the fullest. It does lead to some fantastic results, and ultimately we're always left wondering why all brands aren't doing this. Today, I'm joined by two of our fantastic account managers with a wealth of experience between them. We have Ashley, who is owner of the most comforting Yorkshire accent I've ever heard. And we also have May, who is famous in the Bristol office for providing the best foodie treats for everybody. Both of them are fantastic superstar account managers, both working across UK and international programmes. So, let's kick off the session by delving into the affiliate channel itself. There might still be a few kind of misconceptions and misunderstandings from brands about this type of marketing, and that could be the case whether they are brand new to working with a network or they have been on a network for quite some time. So I'd like to start by asking both of you, where do you think is a good place for brands to start when they are figuring how to navigate these kind of conversations with their network?
Okay, so I think lean on your account manager. You need to find out how you are going to be working with your account manager first. Start building that relationship. I think making sure you're sharing your company goals with them, any brand goals you have, making sure that you are aligning all of your business objectives with the affiliate channel. There's affiliate for absolutely everything. So making sure that you're sharing all of that information with your account manager allows them to give you the best, most suited opportunities.
Yep.
I actually just had a call with a brand this morning, and one of the things that I keep repeating to them is that, what do you want to do with affiliate network? Because most of the brands, when they approach us, they don't know what they want from us. It's fine, but I think similar to what Ashley suggested, you need to know your goal. What do you want to achieve before you approach us and before you sign up to a network?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think it's fair to say that brands should treat their affiliate network, their account manager, the publisher team within the affiliate network as an extension of themselves?
Oh, 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think, and give your account managers, give publishers the opportunity to do that. Make sure that you're involving them in events you're doing. Make sure you're involving them in everything that your business is doing. If your business is growing, we want to be a part of that. Everybody wants to be a part of something like that. So making sure that you are sharing as much information, as much of your objectives as possible. That's the best way to get the most out of the people you're working with.
Yeah, no information is useless. Like everything, we want to know everything about your business, about your brand. It's like growing a friend.
I think looking beyond that though, so obviously once you've kind of got the understanding from the brands, once they've shared those sort of insights and treated their network as if they are an extension of their own team, even though they may not be in the same building or in the same office, it's still very much, consider that your network is working for you. They're there to work for you. You need to push them to kind of get the most out of them. But I think as well, what networks can offer is a little more granular than that, isn't it? I think there is, certain data that we can pull. There's definitely insights. We're the points of connection within that channel. So, can you guys maybe just talk about how how you currently utilize the data within the network and how maybe brands can be, using that.
Yeah, sure. So I have a brand that I work with who we run competitor analysis with twice a week, every week, to make sure that what they're offering is the best in their vertical. We also do monthly benchmarking against their vertical to make sure that they're not too reliant on one affiliate type, that they're not completely missing out on other affiliate types that are a real success for their competitors. So I think the more that you use that information to build your strategy, develop your strategy throughout the year, the better your results are going to be.
Yeah, I think that's on the data that we can track on the network level, and we also have the partnership with our publishers, and then we can see and we can receive a lot of reports from them, especially on, for example, vouchering strategies, what is the best wording for voucher, what probably the best season for certain product, all this sort of stuff from a network is accessible, I would say. So yeah, just don't miss out on that when you are working with an affiliate network.
On a publisher perspective, we have access to a variety of information from them as well. So I think it's really key that brands push their networks, their account managers, to get that information directly from the publishers, not just necessarily from the network that they're with, but we have these brilliant relationships with all manner of publishers. And I think pushing onto them also and getting them on calls with clients, alongside the network is also a really, really key way to kind of push what it is that you want to know, and whether it's case studies or whether that's kind of trialing something with them, having those, using the insights that the publisher has themselves is only going to kind of help push that along, definitely.
We hope you're enjoying the show. If any of what was said in Thinking Forwards has resonated with you, or if you're looking to unlock more revenue in the affiliate channel, and let's face it, who isn't? Or even if you'd like to be a guest on a future episode, we'd love to talk. Head to our website, www.webgains.com, or email our team at hello@webgains.com, and we'll continue the conversation. Thanks again for listening. Enjoy the second half of the pod.
Alongside that, I suppose, touching on sort of the publisher relationships we already have, our channel is, I would say, really kind of the relationships are really, really key. And it's hugely focused on the relationship building that we do with our clients and with the brands we work with, but also on behalf of them as well. So I think it goes hand in hand with the level of service we provide, and it's a really, really key pillar of a network. What kind of impact do you guys think it has in terms of the relationships? Do you have examples of relationships you might have already with publishers that you have then kind of translated and taken it to the brands that you look after?
So I work really closely with quite a few brands within Webgains, and I have a really great relationship with all my clients, obviously, but there's a couple in particular that I have a particularly strong relationship with, that I'm a real ambassador for. I think anyone who knows me knows the brands that I'm talking about.
You are a super fan.
Yeah. And they're also a super fan of me because of that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's what you need. That's the perfect kind of synergy.
It builds that trust. It builds that relationship.
For sure.
And when you get to know your brand in that way, they get to know you, they get to know the network, they get to know publishers. Then everything that you're putting forward to them, you've built that trust. Going back to the business objectives, you've understood exactly what it is they're looking for. They're going to trust what you put in front of them, and they're going to be interested. Then from there, you can start building those relationships with publishers. So a brand that I work with has a great relationship with a publisher they don't even have live, but because we've been working for so long to get that publisher live, and we've been having so many conversations, they ask, how's this person doing? We've not spoken to them for a few weeks. Yeah. And they're genuinely invested in that business, even though they're not working with them yet. So like you say, relationships are so key to that.
Yeah, Definitely. I think something that networks should be doing for everybody, and something that all brands should be asking their network to do for them, is asking about what events they do.
Yeah.
What events, not just external ones, like all of the kind of conferences that happen all around the world, but also the events that they specifically do. Your network needs to be putting on events, inviting you to events, including you in those moments for you to meet publishers and just other industry people.
100%. I think PI Live is one of the biggest event that happens throughout the year. I know we all attend.
We all know PI Live very well.
We all know PI Live. It's the affiliate Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity for brands to come along with their networks. It's an opportunity to have, basically, I set it up like speed dating, where we have meeting after meeting after meeting with publishers, and then we have a debrief session after, where we'll run through what we want to do, who we want to have further conversations with, and it's a really good opportunity, one, to get that face time, because I think that's something that is really important.
Absolutely.
With building relationships, but it also gives them the opportunity to step out of their comfort zone as well. The first time that I attended PI Live with one of my clients, they were dead against working on a CPC model. I didn't tell them I had booked a meeting with a publisher that ran on a CPC. Because I knew the publisher was a perfect fit, and if I had put it in front of them, they would have said no. So the publisher turns up and starts pitching everything, and they fell in love. They fell in love.
That's a kind of risky move.
The CMO of the company leaned over and said, "Take my money."
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, that's what we want.
That's exactly what we want.
And they were like, you know what? You were right. It was perfect for what we're looking for. It's stepping outside of that comfort zone. And I think events is a perfect time to do it, because there's so much on offer. We spend so much of our time talking to people. That's basically what we do. It's just talk. And when you step out of that sort of everyday conversation, you can really start to see things from a slightly different perspective as well.
Yeah. I also think the FaceTime, also, you come away from in-person meetings, whether it is like a speed, networking type thing at PI because you have a very limited time, or if it is, events where you get a little more time to actually connect with people, you come away with actionable, that's really hard to say, actionable points and things you can do off the back of it, as opposed to just having a call. So yeah, events are super key. May, I know you kind of look after a few more clients that are more international. Events and FaceTime and things like that must be so crucial for you with some of the brands you look after.
Yeah, so because those brands, they don't have anyone that based in the country, so I need to kind of like represent the brands when I go to the event, and also just like sell the brands to the publisher, because sometimes it's not like a one-way relationship that the brand say, I want to get on this publisher platform, and then they can do it. We need to have the publisher to agree to onboard them and to launch them as well. So that's what I do most of the time in the event, or of any event. And also just touching on the event, I think other than the industry conference like PI Live, I quite like the idea that with a network, you can also create your own style as well. So we have our Webgains like speed networking event, and then for like on the brand level, you can have like, for example, if you have a new product launch, we can think about or decide something for that as well. So I think that's something like brands should consider when you join the network. Push for that, ask for that, and then you can always get something back. And then especially like PI Live tickets is expensive. And if your network can create the events for you, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I know we've done, not just you two, but various account managers have done kind of specific, I don't know if we'd call them like affiliate days or strategy days or whatever, but for your influencer days, for your specific brands, where it's kind of like taking PI but making it more exclusive for them, and it's tailored around, like you said, maybe a new campaign or a new product that they really want to push with a specific selection of publishers and partners. So yeah, kind of, networks should be doing that. It's something obviously we're already doing, and should be looking to do kind of with all our brands really. Also, as well, touching on, I know we mentioned PI Live, which is probably I think it's the biggest conference in Europe potentially. But yeah, also the Webgains specific events that we do. I think it's really kind of nice touch that, you know, we're putting on things that are tailored to us, so our brands feel like they're also part of our network as much as we want to feel part of their brands too, so they can get an insight into what we're focused on and what we're kind of planning for the next quarter, etc. So just touching on the topic of people a little more, and because, as we've mentioned, you guys have clients that are based internationally and in parts of Europe and things like that as they've grown and expanded, I think, you know, we can really offer something quite brilliant, can't we, in terms of the extent of not just being a UK focus, but having an international focus too. What kind of things do you think we can offer on an outside of just the UK perspective, on an international scale?
I think it's the local intelligence, people here, our experience, and then Webgains has a very international team. So we always speak to our colleagues that in other countries as well. So we know, we have a better idea what the consumers' trendings are actually are in their countries, and also this sort of stuff. And also we know that different country people have different way of shopping behaviors and stuff. So I would say that is like something that like a network should provide and can provide.
Yeah, and because we have the local account management services as well. I work predominantly with UK-based brands that have then expanded into different territories. So I work quite closely with people in our German team, people in our French team, and on a couple of the accounts that I work on, we've received such specific information about consumers in that territory that I personally wouldn't have received if it was me running the account, because it's all very much I think different territories run in very different ways.
Absolutely.
And one example is I work with a lingerie brand, and when they shoot their content for new launches, it tends to be the same for every territory. Publishers were actually giving feedback that in France that they didn't think the assets that we were providing would resonate really well with the French audience, because while they do prefer sort of the sexier lingerie style, the images to them came across as quite suggestive, and they prefer things to be a bit like people to look like they're happy to be there, rather than the sultry eyes. They want smiles. Yeah, they want people to be smiling. Yeah. Apparently, so the business has taken that and they're now shooting content by territory. Yep. They're doing a lot more research into what works in each territory individually, and they're aligning territory-specific strategies based on that.
Given everything that we've discussed and the sort of top tips that you guys have shared, which have been really fantastic, you know, on how brands should be utilising their network a lot better. I kind of have one final question for you both. What is the main question that brands should be asking their networks?
Oh,
it's a juicy question.
It is juicy, isn't it? I think I'd probably say, am I getting my money's worth? Okay. Is there anything more that I could be getting out of this relationship or working with this network? I think people don't know what they don't know. So you have to make sure you're asking the right questions, and also that you are being offered the right things for what you're looking for. Affiliate days, like you mentioned, that might not be something that brands know exists. If people haven't necessarily worked in affiliate marketing before, they might have never heard of PI Live. So making sure that you take every opportunity that's handed to you and run with it as much as you can.
Yeah, make your network work for you.
Actually, just speak out my answer, but what I would say, just on top of that, just keep asking your network, what can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? Like, this sort of question is very important, and also just be open-minded to what we suggest. Yeah. And also be open-minded to be engaged. just don't refuse or reject any sort of information or any opportunity to connect to your publisher, connect to the network. And I think that's very important.
Great. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was Thinking Forwards by Webgains. Thank you for joining us. If you do like what you hear, come and join us at webgains.com or get in touch via LinkedIn.